break the rules.
Look out!
To become a hero. I do it, I become the enemy. It doesn't seem fair.
I know if I were to take a nap to a movie, I know what movie I'll take a nap to.
Okay, so I guess that's a disclaimer. I thought it was just going to be from me, but it looks like all three of us took little naps during this movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Either that
I don't know what kind of review
I
this is going to
wanted
be.
to take a nap during this movie.
I don't know what kind of review this is going to be.
I took a nap and my mini-me took a nap, so both Lamar's asleep. We would not.
I hope y'all weren't snoring.
I hope not. Maybe I was. Well, no, actually, I think I was because Katrina said she didn't know I was sleeping until she heard me snoring.
And Lamar, you were, I don't want to say excited, but you were looking forward to seeing this, right? Because you liked the first Doctor Strange.
Yeah. I like Doctor Strange's character, so I was like, I wanted to see it. I ain't gonna say I was excited, but I wanted to see it.
And was the trailer kind of sell you? Like, did that kind of make you want to see it even more?
I don't want to say that because you pretty much get the same shit from Marvel trailers. Like you get the same. They kind of give you the same feel no matter what trailer it is. So it's not like they showed me something special. And I'm not really invested in the world. I just kind of like the movies from here and there.
And then Josh, you were kind of so about saying it because you didn't care for the first one.
Yeah, like with Marvel, like I don't think they make like a few of them might be like but I don't think they make god awful films. But yeah, it's kind of like the same thing. So when I saw the trailer for this, I wasn't like, this is one of those things where it's like I wasn't expecting much, but that couldn't even save the movie for me. To where like Spider-Man No Way Home, I was kind of like skeptical about like what that movie's gonna be, and then that end up being like fucking really good. So when you had this movie, it's one of those things where for me it's like, damn, I'm expecting low expectations, so that means that movie might be good or I might enjoy it. And when it's not, it's like, oh shit, what the fuck do I do when I see a movie that doesn't look good and have low expectations? And if it's not good, and oh shit, is somebody? Oh, sorry, is calling me. Decline. But like,
that's Marvel Studios. Like, hey, calm down.
Right.
But when I saw it, it was me, Kenny, and Emma. We were able to see it at like at my theater because we're seeing the movies before we release it. So like,
nice.
Thursday night we released it to the public, and then Wednesday, like at 10 or 12, whatever, we see it for ourselves. And while I was watching it, I was like, all right, but like everybody else was enjoying it, so it's kind of cool to be in a theater where everybody else was enjoying it. But then they really enjoyed a certain 2 cameos, and after that was done, I felt like the whole like people were excited kind of like died down.
And the cameos, you're talking about the 2 cameos that were in the same scene?
Yeah. Like the cameos I said was the cameos that I said was gonna make people think this movie's great, and I turned out I was right because
you actually did say that. And then when I heard the theme song, I was like, oh, this is what Josh is talking about. But did you feel disrespected by the way that cameo ended?
It's hard to feel disrespected when that's like what they're doing to sell this movie. And but like I'm disrespected that you had the same actor be in that chair that was from the cartoon just for him to have a cameo and not any other movie. Like back in the day, you would have got me excited to be like, oh shit, we're gonna get this Professor X with the same chair from the cartoon and continue it, even though he wasn't going to do it. So yeah.
So I'll say this, that scene was the only, I thought that was gonna wake me up. So when that scene happened, I was like, oh, okay, cool. I was like, I think I'm awake now. And that wasn't the case. I started to doze off some.
So don't get me wrong. I don't think the movie, I still kind of like the movie from what I only fell asleep for like 10 minutes. And then I was up for the rest.
Mhm.
But there was I really felt bothered how they did Professor X. So I was like, oh, cool. This is the introduction into the, because I remember Josh said this was going to happen. So when it happened, I was like, oh, cool. This is the introduction. But then when she came through and just snapped, I was like, that's it? That was it?
She was pretty brutal in this movie.
She was cold-hearted. She didn't give a fuck.
I was like, what is this rated? Because some of these death scenes are pretty extreme.
Yeah. And I'm glad, like, saying that, it like, one of my major issues with this film, it was like, oh, she's a now, like, hardcore villain. Like, I'm saying hardcore. Where,
right.
When
you go from you go from WandaVision, where she's kind of nice, she's doing it for a reason, then she was just like, fuck the world in this one. I'm killing everybody. It's like, damn.
And when I was watching it, I was like, man, this reminds me of like Khaleesi in Game of Thrones season 8, where like, I can see where you might do this, but at the same time, it seems fucking forced as shit. So I was like,
they went hard at that angle.
She
didn't really have a heart until the very end, but before that, she was like, fuck everybody. I'll kill this little girl. I'll kill anybody.
Yeah. And it would have been cool if you did to a character that I did not give a fuck about, but actually like this character. So it's like, I can't do it. Even if it is like a fucking Marvel film where you can't expect much, I was expecting them not to like do that to the like only living main female hero they have in the MCU to do that.
Yeah.
So Infinity War, Vision is killed. And in Endgame, she's gone, but then she comes back later and fights. And then WandaVision happens. So at what point does she turn to this evil character that she's in this movie? Or is this a different version of her because it's a multiverse?
At the end of WandaVision, she was kind of she didn't like Josh said, she wasn't that hard. She wasn't a villain. But it was more so like she kind of separated herself from the world, and she was like, I guess studying. But what's the name of the book? What that book was? She's kind of studying.
I forgot what it was, but that was that was the book that turned her evil. I forgot what a book it was, but yeah, that was supposed to be like, oh, you should understand that she turned to a villain. Yeah. Book.
And I thought it was kind of I thought it was kind of strange that she was just, crazy all of a sudden, because last I saw, of course, she was upset that, her love was killed, but I was like, geez, this was a big 180.
Yeah. And I'm thinking like, well then shit, is Spider-Man gonna fucking do the same thing since he lost everybody? Nobody knows who the fuck he is. He lost his aunt, the only person who he was, and is that gonna make him like, oh, the book was the Darkhold, so is he gonna go through the Darkhold and start like webbing people through their fucking like bodies or anything?
I would say, because I remember I heard that this is supposed to be like a horror movie more than a regular movie, and I caught all of that. Like this shit was like the shit out of kids. This ain't no regular Marvel movie. Like when she was chasing them in that fucking hallway when the doors was closing, I was like, this shit is like a like Jason or some shit.
Or she was like getting through the review, like the reflections of the mirrors, like grabbing people.
Yeah.
I was like, and dude, like it would have been better if they it would have been better if they would didn't feel forced with making her the villain, like even with WandaVision, or they try to explain how she loves her kids and Vision. it just didn't seem natural to her to go on full on villain and killing people.
Yeah.
Like hurting people, I get that, but like killing people in fucked up ways, that's where I was like,
It was you said, it was forced. It was like, because WandaVision, what she did was fucked up, but it was kind of like she had a heart at the same time. She wasn't just killing everybody. She had a heart.
She felt bad at what she did, and it was one of those things where you can be like, shit, okay, I don't agree with what you did, but I understand, and I feel bad for you.
Yeah.
And yet you're still the same person. So that's what I liked about like Wanda or Scarlet Witch. And I hate when people say, well, they haven't said she was Scarlet Witch, but now she's Scarlet Witch. And I was like, I know she's fucking Scarlet Witch. You watch those movies with the Hulk in it, they don't say he's Hulk. But you know he's fucking Hulk.
You don't gotta say.
Yeah, that's I was like, you almost had a valid argument by saying that, but until I noticed, well, they don't say, hey, he's Hulk, and fucking they fucking disrespect his ass. And that's the thing, is like with Wanda, is like you understand like why she's doing it, but at the same time, it's like there's other people in the MCU that suffered a lot worse or just the same as her.
Yeah.
To can be like, well, then should they do it too?
Yeah.
That
like she was even like beating up her other self. It was like, damn, like you don't give a fuck about nobody.
Yeah, not even yourself.
You don't fuck about nobody.
Yeah.
But I definitely got the horror movie, like especially like when she killed Professor X. For no reason, she looked like a zombie when she came out of that cloud and snapped his neck. I was like, I don't even know why she looks like that. You could have just killed her. I didn't get that.
Yeah.
But it was like, I wish he would have, or they would have showed him like fight back more, because he was just like he was like, let me help you out of this rubble. I was like, what? And then she just cloud.
Dude, fight back more. I wish the motherfuckers in Illuminati, Mr. Fantastic, they got fucking annihilated. You introduced them just to get killed off.
Easily though. Easily.
And here's the thing. If anybody thinks like, oh wow, man, Marvel's taking risks, they're killing Mr. Fantastic. I don't mean to talk shit, but fuck that. They're not gonna kill off Mr. Fantastic. And you got proof that there's so many multiverses out there that you can bring back anybody that's been killed. Robert Downey Jr. Robert Downey Jr. got killed, and yet Stephen Strange got killed multiple times, and he's still there with the same actor. So you can bring back anybody that's been killed.
Oh, so let me ask that too. Because so was this a different Captain? Not Captain America. What's the lady's name? Captain Marvel.
Yeah. Like,
why was she different, but Doctor Strange was the same everywhere else?
That's where I had that's where I questioned, to where I've seen movies where like the multiverse was like the person's not the same. Like, even though Doctor Strange is like Doctor Strange in the MCU, the one we're used to, in every other universe he's the same person. Where I've watched other movies where it's like Flash, for example. The Flash in the different universe is just a regular scientist.
Right.
So it's
what I'm saying is, it's like they're the same, like even the same actor. Like for Spider-Man, when they did the Spider-Man, it was 3 different Spider-Mans, 3 different people, but they were all Spider-Man. And then when they did the Illuminati, they were all different characters, different actors, but those characters exist in the other world.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm getting at, where it's like, when I see other like people like the Flash, for example, there was a different actor, a different character that played the Flash in the TV series. And while the Flash we know was a different person in another universe. So it's like, it seems like everybody is different except for Doctor Strange, who's played the same person. But like Tony Stark could have been like, I'm just like a bank teller and somebody else. Like, he's the same actor. Just
to have him there.
Yeah. Like, he's the same actor, but he's not the same
He's
hero.
not Iron Man. He's
yeah. To where it's like Captain Marvel in the MCU universe we know is what's her name? The white girl. The one that gets on my nerves. But in that other universe, it's the other girl.
Her homegirl.
Yeah. And Steve Rogers, not Captain America. It's whatever her name is.
Peggy, right?
What's that?
Peggy?
Peggy Carter. Yeah.
So in that scene, I was looking at everybody and I was like, these people look familiar, but obviously they're not Captain America and Captain Marvel. So I went and looked them up and I was like, oh shit, it's his love interest playing Captain Britain or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And then Captain Marvel's homegirl is playing Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
So it was like different people from the movies playing those characters.
So somebody on the podcast was like, those, like, to understand those characters you have to watch What If. I never watched What If.
Yeah, no, like, it's not even just to understand them. It's one of those things where it's like, you watch What If and you see them on like the movie, you'd be like, oh shit, they do this, but they don't really give any backstory to what they are. That's why they killed them off. If you're
and they were weak as fuck.
And I watched this video where he's all like, basically just told them the weakness. They're like, when Mr. Fantastic was like, well, don't say anything because he can just kill you with his mouth, one word from his mouth. Like,
which was all right. Now that death. I was like, is she a magician now? Because he was like, he kill you with one word from his mouth. She was like, what mouth? And then he was like, and then he tried to say something and killed himself. I was like, what the fuck just happened?
She dead pulled him.
Yeah. I mean, I guess like everybody was like, the argument I tell people, like the people to tell me the arguments they have is that, Scarlet Witch is supposed to be like fucking the most powerful person, like even more than Thanos. And I'm all thinking like, okay, that's cool. I understand that, but you didn't establish this character as that. You know, like
didn't take him down when they were fighting either.
Yeah. So it's like if you watch Age of Ultron and then you watch Civil War, like when I was watching Age of Ultron, I'm like, what the fuck is Scarlet Witch doing? She's just throwing those powers she has to kill people. And then Civil War, I understood, especially when how she can take care of Vision, like all physical objects she can like just fuck with. You know, like you remember that? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So now she's supposed to be all villain. It's like, okay, it's badass, but as far as like a story structure goes, you're doing fan service that's not fitting in the story structure. That's how I took away from it.
Even her accent leaves after a while.
Yeah.
When I went back,
Romanoff. Oh, she doesn't speak like a Romanoff. I'll just call her back.
when I went back to go watch from the beginning and catch ones that I hadn't seen, and I went to Age of Ultron, I was like, where the fuck did this accent come from? I completely forgot she had an accent in that movie. And then after that, it was just no more. And in this movie, it was there a little bit. Like you can hear a hint of an accent. So I was like, maybe they're trying to work it back in there slowly.
You know what's funny? I forgot she even had an accent. She sounded like she was from California.
Yeah, no, I did not give a shit about like the Ultron. Like Ultron, what's it called? The movie, like her first movie she's in, doesn't work out. Mm-hmm. But like Civil War, she has it a little bit, but not enough. It seems like like at each movie she has an accent. It just slowly dies. And it's like, all right, we like her. I'll do it like, okay, I'm gonna say this. When I was working, some young girl, like I think she was like in her preteens, was like dressed up as like Scarlet Witch, thinking she's a good guy. And
like, I'm throwing this away.
Yeah, I was like, I want to hear how you feel about this movie. Mm-hmm. And afterwards, I was like, so how did you feel? She's all, hopefully she's not dead and gone. Because like you are like, I was talking to people, it's like you established her as a hero, because there was not too many female heroes in Marvel Universe. And now you got this one person who I think is better than this, what's it called? Who's that? Scarlett Johansson. What's her name?
Black Widow.
Black Widow. You got a character that to me is like interesting more than Black Widow. Yeah. And and then now she's a villain, and it's kind of fucked up all these girls. It's kind of like me thinking like, why is Spider-Man doing all this shit? I know you lost your Aunt May and nobody else knows you exist, but why are you turning evil? Yeah, stuff like that.
I thought this one was gonna have, unless I missed it because I did fall asleep a lot, like more evil Doctor Strange versions.
I thought that too.
The way they promoted it was like it was going to be this big battle against evil Doctor Strange, but it was like he just looked evil. He was more nice.
Yeah. I thought like I had a feeling that Scarlet Witch was going to be like a semi-villain, but I thought it was going to be what's his name from 12 Years a Slave.
She would tell.
Yeah, because in the ending of the first Doctor Strange, he turns evil. And this one, we don't even have that version of whatever the fuck his name is, Mordor or whatever the hell. You got another person from another universe, and all of a sudden, he's evil. It would have made more.
And it was
sense.
it was like explainably evil because they were like, "Well, you're Doctor Strange is fucking everything up. Yeah, that's why we don't like you." So it wasn't like just a no holds bar. I don't like you for no reason type shit.
For real, yeah. And I thought this is like the Wanda from like the other universe with the what's his name, Reed Richards. I thought that was what's it called, Wanda the Universe one. Like it would have made more sense if the evil Scarlet Witch was somebody else from another universe.
Right, that would have made more sense.
That made more sense because we don't know who this is, but like we understand like she misses her kid's vision, and so we thought better of our Wanda in this universe that we're so used to. That if they were to got another evil one from another verse, it would have made more sense, and I could have enjoyed it a little bit more. Because when you have bad CGI in a Marvel film like 2008, you got the worst CGI ever, and that's the main
bullshit.
Focus.
No bullshit. In the beginning, I was gonna say that to Josh. I was about to say this is the worst. As far as Marvel goes, they're like flawless with the CGI. When he was fighting that fucking big eye thing, I was like, "What's going on?" I was like, "Did they lose money or something?"
Bro, when he was just like,
cheap as hell.
I'm gonna jump off the roof, land in my cape. That was the worst. That was the setting point of saying like, "Hey, if you think we got good CGI, think again. This is gonna set the tone of the movie with bad CGI.
We'll show you we don't have good CGI."
He hopped off like Aladdin. That cape became the fucking the carpet from Aladdin. That's how the cape was acting.
No, you can't release a movie nowadays in 2022. That CGI is crap. To a fucking cartoon and like, for example, Aladdin in the 90s and say that's got better CGI.
When the cape slapped him, I was like, okay, this is the carpet from Aladdin.
And
it was the same shit.
That like I tell people like, I like the Batman. Like the issue with the Batman is it's I understand it's 3 hours long. It's a little bit longer than a Batman film should be. But after reviewing it 3 times, it gets like the length of it doesn't bother me. But Doctor Strange, it was just so long that when I invited Kenny and Emma to watch it with my friends, and they were sitting separately. And it was so easy to just say, fuck this movie. I want to check on my friends and my sister that I invited because this movie wasn't grabbing my interest. So I was like, hey, Ken, you like it? Yeah, cool. Okay, cool. Let me check Emma. You like it? Okay, cool. Because I give a fuck about this movie, but everybody else enjoyed it. So I've been trying to tell people like, hey, other people enjoy this movie the same way I enjoy the Batman. And it's still not good enough. People are like, oh, so you didn't like it? I'm like, fuck. I'm trying to say I enjoy the fact that this movie brings enjoyment to other people like it did me. It's still not good enough. Sorry, I've been asking people like how they feel after they leave the theater when I work. And I hear like, I like it. It's cool. And it's one of those things like, fuck, I want y'all to be real with me. Because I'm not hearing a lot.
No, because that's what I'm saying. Even though I fell asleep, I still liked it. Like it wasn't terrible. I fell asleep for like maybe 15 minutes.
No, it wasn't terrible. Yeah.
But yeah, it's like I still liked it. The ending was kind of like why, and then the final fucking end credit, I wanted to slap the shit out somebody. I'm like, you really had me sit here and wait for this shit?
I googled it. I googled it to see if there
Bruh.
was end credits, and
No,
it
like-
basically said
That's what I
that it
did.
was nothing. But I was like, Chandra wanted to see it, so we're just gonna sit here, and I'm gonna let her be disappointed that we sat here for these damn guy. What's his name? Punching himself in the face.
I was like, you son of a
Good
bitch.
move. Good move.
Mhm.
Because everybody else seems like they're disappointed. Like, oh, is there anything else? I mean, does that mean like no?
No, he said it. That's the end, or it's
That's
over,
the end.
whatever he
Yeah,
said. It's over.
There was a time when the end credit scene was like going to set up something. Like the movie was already good.
Yeah.
You enjoyed it.
Mhm.
Think of it as like a show that you really like, and they have a cliffhanger that makes you want to go watch the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like in Iron Man, I really liked it, and at the end credit, you had Samuel Jackson saying like, "What do you think of the Avengers thing?" And it made people like, "Oh
The
shit,
Avengers are coming.
yeah, Avengers go!" And that's
you
that's
know
the
what?
end credit that makes you like you want to see the next one because you like the movie so much that when they have this end credit scene, cliffhanger or whatever,
Yeah.
something you're interested in, you're like, "Fuck, that just made the movie way better."
Yeah.
Same with Mr. Fantastic.
No, you know what? You know why I know the end credits are starting to be bullshit? It's because they'll show the end credit now, and then they'll be like, because in this one they showed the end credit, and it's like, what the fuck? And then they're like, Doctor Strange will be back. It's like, why do you need to pipe that down? Before, like you said, it was like, what do you think about the Avengers? And then it just goes off. But now it was like, if you don't get this, we're gonna put him in something else, just in case you were wondering what this was. Like, what the fuck? Like, now you're doing these disclaimers.
But, yeah, and I've seen like Doctor Strange, like he's cool, and I've seen him in other movies that are better than this one. So it's kind of hard for me to be excited. But Doctor Strange and Doctor Strange 2, even though he's fucking dope in Infinity War or Endgame.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how I feel. And I didn't know who the fuck Doctor Strange was until I played the video game. That's how I know who. I tell people like I didn't know who the fuck Black Panther, Deadpool, or Doctor Strange was until I played a video game that was called Ultimate Alliance. A video game that should they transfer into a movie if you want to fucking get people to be interested in Marvel again. So take note, whoever's watching this, anybody in Marvel is that.
So the mid-credit scene, was that fanfare? I guess that's what you want to call it, for people who know the comic books? Because who was she? I know the actress.
That's Charlize Theron.
I thought she.
As far as anything else,
I assumed she was from Eternals. She wasn't from Eternals?
No, I didn't see her.
Oh.
Yeah, so
I'm gonna let people know. Even though Eternals has low rating compared to this film, I would rather watch Eternals again than this movie. Yeah. That's a conversation for another time. So just let me know if you want to discuss it. We'll do it for another time. But I'm just saying, Eternals to me,
you want to break down my theory? I got a theory. I think even though they did Professor X, how dirty they did him, I think they're still going to go to that universe and get that Wanda, and her sons are going to be part of the X-Men. No? You know the
Can I say something? Can I say something? They have done for Professor X dirty every fucking movie I've seen. He always goes out without putting up a fight. And I know that's not his character, but like, they really haven't shown how fucking powerful Professor X is.
But the thing is that is his character. His character is the mind thing. That's why when he went in her mind, I was like, oh, he's gonna whoop her ass in her mind. But he's just like, he had the fucking turtleneck on. He's like, I can help you. You're old as fuck. I can pull you out of this rubble. I was like, dude, turn around. You don't see these fucking purple clouds.
You don't have that mind.
Like
I
Steve
feel
Jobs.
that presence in my mind.
Yeah.
Right. He can make you jump off of roof if you don't want to. He has the power to control your mind. He has the power to read other people's minds. He doesn't do that because he's so powerful that he doesn't want to. But it seems like if it came down to it, he would do it. But these movies tone him down to where I was like, that's why I'm like, get a fucking better X-Men movie. and Jim, what's his name? From The Office, what's his name? Yeah, what's his real name? Like,
we'll go with Jim from The Office.
Jim from The Office. I'm not against him playing like Mr. Fantastic, but I'm just waiting for him to just say another joke.
You're waiting for him to be Jim?
Jim, yeah, it's like it's not his fault to where because Mr. Fantastic is supposed to be like straight edge, and then when I see Jim, I'm like, you saying this, but you gonna fuck?
Laughing
I was like, you gonna fuck with Scarlet Witch?
You're waiting for him to look at the camera.
Oh, we care about it.
You're waiting for him to go.
If they would have did that, I probably would have appreciated the scene a little more because it was like they were pointless. They were pointless. You can't have Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel get took out that easy. Like you're supposed to.
But she was a black Captain Marvel. She
kept doing that
she survived the longest. So we should be grateful.
I hated her superhero stance. I noticed it 2 times. I was like, stop fucking standing like that. I hated that shit. Yeah. That was annoying.
Like, it's like you like what this doesn't make you just badass if you're gonna get killed. You know?
I feel like out of all the Marvel characters, Captain America is so overrated. So when you had the British captain, I don't know what the fuck you call her, but it's like everybody's dead. Everybody with powers is dead. You're left with her, and she's having a fair fight. Get the fuck out of here! Get out of here!
Did you see that video I sent you?
The America.
Oh yeah, America.
Well, because I was watching a review. I don't know if you guys ever heard of Jeremy Johns. He was doing a review of this, and he said the same thing I did. Was like, "Oh, America's in trouble." I'm like, y'all just saved it from Thanos, and they were talking about the girl. Like I was like, "Oh shit, that's what they meant."
Mm-hmm.
And then in this video, you see her do her thing, like her powers. And all of a sudden it's like, America, fuck yeah. I was like, fuck. That's gonna fuck up every scene I see her in because I'm
what'd you think of the storyline of the girl who jumps versus multiverse?
America?
That's America, yeah.
See? It was all right. What do you think, Lamar?
Do nothing for you.
How do you feel, Lamar? I thought it was all right, but Lamar, what you think?
For what now?
The character, the storyline about the character who jumps the different multiverses. Is that what they were calling them?
Yeah.
Like she doesn't exist anywhere. She just jumps around.
Yeah, shit.
I kind of wanted to know the point, but the angle they took with fucking what is Scarlet Witch?
Yeah, Scarlet Johansson.
I was like Scarlett Johansson Witch. After they did that, I was like, I really don't care about this girl. It was like everybody just wants to kill her. Everybody wants to kill her.
And was it because she had something that they needed to extract from her to be able to? What was the deal?
She had the power to jump universes.
Yeah.
So that was the whole point of Scarlet Witch trying to kill her. She wanted to jump to the universe with her sons, even though she tapped into the mind of the other. That was dumb. Now that I think about it, she was there controlling her mind, but it was like that wasn't good enough. She wanted. What was her plan?
I don't know.
I think she instead of just thinking a lot about they call it sleepwalking. She just wanted to I took it as she wanted to just live the life with her sons without thinking a lot, just to feel natural of it. You know what I mean? When you're thinking a lot, it takes a lot of it. It's kind of like you're dreaming at the same time, and it's nothing compared to having somebody actually there in real life.
Oh, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I understood that, but still at the same time, I thought she was just you had all these fucking people from Doctor Strange trying to take her out. And all of a sudden, there's certain things I'm like, damn, I didn't know she could do that. If she would have done that, she could have fucking easily taken out all the threats she did.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. It's like you're that powerful, but you're not that powerful. Which one is it? It fucked me up because Josh, like you were saying about Iron Man being somewhere else and just being a regular person. I thought Wanda in that universe was a regular mom with these guys, but then she had powers, and it was and then it was Yeah, and then it's like they weren't real sons. She kind of created them in WandaVision, but in that world they're real.
Yeah,
Where's the dad? I was lost on that whole
dude.
thing.
If in WandaVision, they had another Vision out right now, and he just kind of disappears out of the fucking blue.
He like leaves the family.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I remember. Okay, cool. You don't see him fly off. You just see the regular Vision come out. White Vision. Are y'all hoping, like, if anybody from Marvel watching this, are y'all hoping that we're fucking stupid enough, or just gonna accept the fact that we had another White Vision, a Vision that should have been just like Scarlet Witch? A Vision and Scarlet Witch should have been fucking hard to beat because they are fucking unstoppable.
Yeah.
So when I saw like Vision take on the Avengers in Age of Ultron, I'm all like, dude, this you should wipe the floor with them. Him and Scarlet Witch should wipe the floor with the Avengers, but y'all don't seem to do that until later on. And it's one of those things, like, if y'all trying to be like the comics too fucking late, you already established this character in a movie, and I'm kind of I think more I'm irritated. It's like, well, if you couldn't do this to another villain that I like from the comics, then why the fuck should I care if you do it to other people? If you're trying to make him a good guy, like that's where I'm getting at, because I never really read the comic books, but I watched like TV shows. And another thing, if your TV show's a kid's cartoon show has better acting, voice acting, script, whatever, better than a fucking live action movie, y'all need to really
all this money behind it.
Yeah, it's like, and I'm helping you. Oh, it's all good. I'm like, fuck the kids. I got adults like saying shit that kids just say, but they ain't saying it. Yeah. So,
okay. Well, I don't know how to rate this movie because I fell asleep, and I don't care to watch. So I didn't want to watch it. I had no interest in watching it. My son said, "I want you to watch it with me," and then he ended up not even watching it with me. But I saw it anyway, or I can't even say that because I fell asleep. So I really don't know how to rate it because
can I
really watch it?
Can I rate it for you, Tasha?
For me, you're gonna do my rating for me?
I would rate it.
Okay, so what's my rating?
Your rating will be 2.5, maybe.
That's okay. What's your rating?
Well, since you took my rating, I'm gonna give it 2 stars. Because I don't want to be repetitive.
You made me more generous. Okay.
I'm gonna give it a 3.
You're gonna watch it again?
I'm gonna watch it again. I still liked it.
Mm-hmm.
It was long, and it was some shit that I need to understand, but I still liked it though.
Okay. All right, so Lamar, I want to ask you, was it that when those kids were singing that song about ice cream and the fucking worst dialogue?
You know what? I was gonna bring that up, but then I was like, I'm not gonna bring that up.
I was like, is it one of those things where the Northman was like, everything in this film was fucking bad, the kids acting don't stand out?
That shit was so random, but I just left it alone.
Yeah. And you know what? For me, it wasn't that I didn't think Elizabeth Olsen, Scarlet Witch, was like bad at acting. Like all the emotions she sold it. I was feeling it. And I'm just thinking like, fuck, you deserve to be in a better fucking movie with a better script. And you're giving it your all. So even if, spoiler alert, they kill you off in this movie, you don't need the Marvel to have a career, you know what I mean? Like a career. You got really good acting chops. Yeah, you won't remember like, oh, you're the sister from the girls in Full House, or you're gonna be the girl from Marvel. No, like she really wanted to. She can say, all right, cool, Marvel, I'm gonna go do my own thing and still be good. Yeah.
Anything else before we end this discussion?
No.
I think we've said all.
I think this is the most thing I've ever talked, because because like I've heard people saying like this was like their most anticipated film of the year.
Really?
Yeah, like when I tell people like, oh, cool, I like Doctor Strange. I'm hell excited for it. And when people say that, it's one of those things where you want to like the movie so much, you're hyped for it, that even if it disappoints you, you still won't let it disappoint you if you're trying to figure out the best things about it. Because I like, like I've talked to people who are like, well, I'm a mom, so I understand what Wanda is going through, and I'm like nice enough to be like, so if you're a mom and you didn't know what she was going through, you wouldn't like it. I didn't say that out loud, but I'm just wondering, would you feel the same way?
Don't use that scapegoat. Don't don't do that.
Trying to make an excuse to like it even more. Like, just say you don't like it.
Yeah. Because I like movies where I'm not a mom, but I still like movies where a mom's going through some shit to save their kids.
You can empathize. That's why.
Yeah, you empathize.
Okay, but
I'm human.
I will say I appreciated that angle of it where at the end how they stop her when they're like they put you in there and then like you're scaring your kids. I appreciated that whole thing, like because that's like the only people that could calm her down. Like she would want to kill her other self, but her kids were like scared of her. That's the only thing that like woke her up.
Yeah,
so I did appreciate that angle of it.
Yeah, no, like I was like when they did, I was like, okay, that's cool. I was like, it would have been better if it was her, and if she was like semi-villain that just like built up to like, oh shit, the only way I can get what I want if I have to be full on villain. You know, like I remember I was talking. to somebody,
I see what you're saying. Like, show that transition.
Yeah, and I remember like I was talking to somebody. He's like, you know, it was cool, but it was like, oh, I didn't tell you her name. All of a sudden, full on villain. That was the big reveal. American being with me, huh? Your name could be on the lunchbox. What?
Yeah. And then when he stopped walking, she was like, "You never told me her name." It's like you don't. Okay, I understand you're a villain, but why do you want to live in a fucked up coordinate? What was wrong with your apple tree? She just tore the whole shit down. It was like the Scarlet Witch is gonna get her, and it was like dun dun dun. I was like,
yeah,
you can keep the same
this person from
keep the same farm. Like, why does it have to be fucked up? I didn't understand that.
No, dude, I was trying, and I'm gonna say this: the more that I try to understand like what the movie's trying to do. And the more you fucking like leave me away from it, the more I'm gonna be like, nah, man, I try to support your movie. I try to understand what you're doing. It just end up being fucking stupid, and I just can't support what you're trying to do. And
I will say, even though I did like it, the ending didn't leave me like, oh, I wonder what that was. I was more so concerned with the Professor X angle. So when I asked Jada was like, "No, that was just a cameo," and I was like, "No, so he's not gonna bring that." And she was like, "Nah, that was just a cameo."
Like, calm it down. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah, I was juiced.
No. Now, there was a name, John Krasinski, Fantastic Four. That's going to be. I think he's going to return for in another universe. Because I remember like this is how much I didn't give a fuck what was going on in the movie. Where somebody was like saying, Doctor Strange from the MCU universe was like, oh, didn't your ship crash in the 60s? So it's kind of like stating that, oh, all these years you disappeared, and all of a sudden from the 60s to 2023 or whatever you appeared.
So him and Michael B. Jordan, they're gonna be back in the.
No, not. So when you got people saying like, "Oh, I was erased from 5 years and I lost all the stuff that I cared about," I'm blaming you, Doctor Strange. You remember when he said that? I was watching a video where it's like, how the fuck did that person know that Doctor Strange gave the time stone or whatever to Thanos?
Yeah,
and I was like. Yeah,
that was weird.
How did he know that? Must have been a chameleon. So
they said that in this movie.
Like when he was at the wedding, some random dude was like, "Yeah, I 5 years of my life, I lost my cat, I lost something."
Oh, wasn't he from the first one? Wasn't he the guy from the first one?
Yeah. So I think he has like invisibility powers or like time travel to like. Or like
he told him, he was like, didn't you give him the stone or some shit like that? And I was like, how the fuck you weren't there?
unless
Out of all
like
the people,
Spider-Man is
you
all
think
like,
it's
hey,
him.
guess how we won? We gave the Infinity Stone to Thanos. Doctor Strange gave Thanos to Thanos, and then we won. Like, I'm willing to bet every fucking money I got that you got somebody out there to say like, that's probably what happened. Somebody thought
Iron Man was out there running his mouth.
Yeah.
Talking about, and then he told me to give it up.
That's dumb. 'Cause Iron Man is dead.
Yeah. Well, welcome to Talking Real Shit. We talk real shit about Doctor Strange. This is the perfect film to talk real shit about.
Speaking of talking shit about movies, what do you guys want to do next? So I was looking up what movies are coming out. And
There's
I don't
hella
know.
movies coming out.
I don't know if everybody wants to see Jurassic World, or is
Hell yeah.
everybody's willing to see Jurassic World. So that's the next big
Josh,
movie.
don't do that. Josh, don't do that.
He'll watch.
All right,
it. I'm sure
I'm
he'll
gonna say
watch.
this. I'm gonna say this. Spoiler alert: there's going to be a video I'm gonna make, and I'm going to put a teaser and a song that you might think like, "Damn, does Josh think this is cool?" I'm like, "No, I'm mocking." I'm gonna put a rap song, a semi-rap song with Jurassic World to show you how far this franchise has come, and you're gonna be like, "Fuck." I don't know what to say because compared to like Jurassic World, Jurassic Park, this Jurassic World is fucking Fast and the Furious. You can put that song, "What you gonna do? Act a fool," to any fucking clip in the new Jurassic World series. I am not kidding. I am going to do that, and tell me that I'm wrong.
But you are gonna watch it.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah,
yeah, man. I mean,
I figured.
a bunch of fucking movies I don't want to see.
I'll watch it. So that's the next big movie coming out, and that's not until June 10th. So that's a month from today. So if you guys want to get a movie in between there, Top Gun.
What about?
No.
What about a show on Netflix?
Which one?
Stranger Things.
Hell yeah.
You want to do that?
Dodger, the way that you said that is one of those things. It reminds me of me. Like, you want to watch that show?
I am watching that shit. The fuck? I've been waiting for that shit.
Sorry, it's like, you want to watch that? We've done that shit. Well, I mean, the way that I want to watch Stranger Things 4 is the way that I want to watch Jurassic World Dominion. You know what I mean? Like, well, like it's something that like I've watched all the other movies and I want to watch it because
okay, don't do that because you're putting that Walking Dead energy on it. Like, I gotta watch it. Like it's coming out.
I gotta close it out.
Gotta watch it.
Good argument. It's not as bad as Walking Dead, but they need to end it before it turns into Walking Dead.
Isn't this the last season? Or no? I thought it
was. Okay. I'm gonna say this. When they say like Freddy's dead, the final nightmare, or Jason goes to hell, the final Friday, it wasn't the fucking final Friday, final nightmare. Because
it was, you know what? No, done now.
No, I would say it was until they saw those checks rolling in. Like, shit. Wake their ass up, Jason. Get your ass up, Freddy.
They're right.
Get your ass
the final Friday, $4 billion. White out. Question mark.
They won't remember.
It was called Another Friday. We was just playing. He was playing possum. He's not really dead.
Like, I know, like Tasha. I know, like, not just you, but like a lot of people say they didn't really care for the Lost World, and watching it, I can understand. If you were comparing it to the first film, hell yeah, the fucking Lost World is a fucking train wreck compared to the first film. But when you compare it to other films, it's like other films in the franchise is like, well, this wasn't that bad. Just take the T-Rex out of the San Diego thing. It would have been a better.
Yeah, fuck that part. Fuck
that
part. Yeah. But you know, you guys know with me, Jurassic Park is different. It's to me, it's a horror film. It's not just a movie with dinosaurs.
Okay. You know what? I'm gonna say this. That's what I like about the Jurassic Park and the Lost World. It was a horror film to where the monsters didn't die. Like they had like your villains were the humans. And as time went on, that's when they started to have these human villains that were just like over the top.
Right.
Where it went from like action, adventure, semi-horror to just straight up, this is the blockbuster film. This is like, I can see the people in the Fast and the Furious cross over to the first Jurassic World, to where like they're riding he's riding motorcycles and like, oh shit, have Vin Diesel come up and say something. Like that was my issue with it, to where not like for real, like even Jurassic Park 3, I didn't really care for it, but like I still like the fact that it had that horror element to it, to where they weren't like I said,
it's all horror to me. I just don't fuck with dinosaurs. So it's like for me it's like
not Jurassic World. Go ahead. Not Jurassic World.
I don't fuck with dinosaurs on any level. So it's for me it's more like I put my mind in being in that position. Like I don't even necessarily take the story into account. Like I'm not even keeping up with the story. I'm just like, fuck. The dinosaurs looking through the window with that big ass eye, like that will fuck me up. Like that's
until you had a dinosaur roaring at a lion in a round.
Now that pissed me off. That was
that's
different.
when it's like, okay, well, I don't know what it is. It's going down.
That was different.
Yeah,
that pissed me off.
Mm-hmm. That's how I felt after it. I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing like the original 3 people return to Jurassic Park, Jurassic World. But that worries me because it's like, you got a script? Fuck, who makes a script anymore? We got the 3 people that people love in Jurassic Park. Why the fuck are we gonna do a script?
Bring the OGs.
Yeah, and then here's what I think. After watching like the second trailer, I think like they could kill off anybody. You can kill off Chris Pratt. I wouldn't give a shit. But if you have like Dr. Grant Sadler, like the 3, like what's his name, Jeff Goldblum, in danger, I'm like, oh no, that's the person in the first one that I liked. But like, that's a fucking cheap move. Kind of like
Jeff
in
Goldblum
Halloween.
was supposed to be dead anyway.
Was that?
Kind of like Scream and with Dewey.
I said Jeff Goldblum was supposed to be dead
anyway. Exactly. You got like one person that you like, are they gonna kill him off? And you kill him off, it's like, okay, well shit. I don't give a fuck what you do with the rest of the people. So that's how I feel like.
I don't give a fuck about none of these characters. Like they can all die. They killed the black man with the credits rolling. This is the like that. That's what they're known for. Killed that dinosaur. Reached out and killed that black man. Fuck everybody in this movie.
But
the kids could have died in them rolling balls.
They progressed. They have another black girl in this movie that looks really pretty, and I think she's going to make it.
She's from She Gotta Have It.
Yeah.
That Spike Lee.
DeWanda something. But
yeah.
I was trying to say, if you guys want to do a movie in between now and Jurassic World, there's not really anything coming out. There's like 3 movies that I wanted to throw out there, but we don't necessarily
throw them out there. Let's see what they are.
So one of them is Firestarter.
Give us the next one.
I'm in. Go ahead.
I didn't want to see that one. I'm just throwing it out there. The other one is Men. And the other one is Top Gun.
I'm in the mood to talk shit. So Firestarter and Top Gun Firestarter and Maverick, I would choose because I'm in the mood to talk some shit. I'm doing it right now.
So Maverick. So if we do Maverick, I have to watch the first Top Gun because I'm not sure if I've seen it or not.
Yeah.
I'm not positive if I've seen it.
Tasha, you fucked up. You fucked up Maverick Top Gun for me because I didn't even notice that Goose's son had the mustache. And when you tell me like he has the mustache.
So I was like, there's no denying who his son is in the movie.
It's like, dude, you born with that shit to make people think you were good? I'm just gonna be, that's gonna be distracting for me. I was like, what the fuck are you guys trying to think?
So Men is the movie with, I don't know if you remember the trailer, but it's like this woman going through this. Like,
fuck
and
that!
A bunch of guys.
Wait! Stop! Let me cut you off because Josh always says artsy. Fuck that artsy ass preview. When I saw that, I was like, "What the fuck is this?" And then it was like, "Men." I was like, "Fuck this!" So I don't want to.
Okay.
No.
So out of those 3, I would pick Top Gun.
Let me throw one out there though. There's
Yeah.
this movie that everybody's talking about with Omar Epps.
Affair
It's-
2.
Fatal Affair 2.
Really? Fatal.
It's fatal for real this time. No, it's a movie. It's like it's something. The Devil You Know.
Mhm.
Everybody's talking about this movie.
Oh wait, that sounds hella familiar.
You probably heard it before because everybody's talking about it.
Do you know who's in it, or is this like some
Oh.
random movie?
Omar Epps. I don't know nobody else.
Omar Epps
shit,
and Michael
okay. Well,
Ealy.
Oh no, yeah,
I'm
Michael Ealy and Michael Ealy.
Everybody's talking about this movie.
Yeah, well,
Fatal? You mean the person from Fatal Affair and Fatal?
by everybody, you know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about niggas.
I'm trying to get my black card, but it's not working. It's really not working.
Gosh, you
what's
have
his
to
name
put
in
it in a plastic bag and swipe it. It doesn't work if you try to just. You have to put it in a plastic bag and swipe it.
I don't think I deserve it. Like after not liking Candyman, I think I should give that to somebody that deserves it. Like,
No,
Theo Rossi's in
nah.
it. You know what's funny? So Omar Epps and Michael Ealy are the names that you threw out. They're not even top billed.
No, so Omar Epps, he funded it. Him and some other guy, like they kind of produced the movie.
But I'm looking at his face on the trailer and the cover of the movie poster.
Mhm.
But they're not top
That's
billed. They're way down on this list. I'm scrolling through. But
that's that old trick they did with a whole bunch of movies. Like if somebody walks in, like if Denzel walks through the camera, they were like starring Denzel Washington. They're like, nigga, he ain't no lines.
so we're doing Maverick, Top Gun.
Yeah, I'd rather do that.
Y'all ain't shit.